Welcome to Organic Organs. Feeling your contact with the earth through your feet. Maybe they're still, maybe you're moving them in some way. Soften the knees and settle here. And we connect with our heart. Having a sense of circulation with the arms. From the heart, we move through the digestive tract, its organs, from mouth right down to small intestine. Coming to the lungs, circling here, connecting into our respiration. Hands to the kidneys, circling here, purification. Or elimination, down the large intestine, in towards the bladder. And then coming to settle above the pubis bones, a sense of our reproductive organs. We take our arms up. We lean over to one side. We've initiated with the bones and muscles, particularly of the arms and shoulders, and we're compressing into the organs. And then the lung on this compressed side and the large intestine, just push through them to come back up. This time, when we go to the other side, we are compressing in the organs first, the lung and the large intestine, and letting the arm bones and muscles come with that. To come back up, we reach through the arms. So we have a flow to focus on the upper organs of heart and lungs. Both arms are up, And we're going to reach through the left, then the right, through the left, right. The left arm comes down, we arc over. We come back, lifting through organs. And then our left leg will take us back. We are linking thumb and index finger. And we take an in-breath and an out-breath. We're rocking through the feet, in and out, in and out. Here we have the legs straight. We are either holding at the elbows, or we might be able to have prayer hands down or prayer hands up. This distance might be fine for you. You might want to come back a little bit more. But we're going into the pyramid here. From the pyramid, we're bending the front leg and turning. Still with the hands as they were. And we're coming all the way back up. The back leg comes in. We release the arms. We lift up through the lungs and the heart. And soften down. So I will change my direction. We're reaching up. This time starting with the right, a bigger reach than the left. Right, left. The right arm comes down. The left arcs over. We come out of this. The right leg is coming back. It can either come back a little or it can come back a bit more. We have thumb, index finger together and an in-breath, out-breath, in-breath, out-breath, in-breath, and out-breath. So you might be comfortable this distance. I'm going to take mine a little bit further in distance between the 2 feet. We can bring the elbows in connection with the hands. We could have a prayer down or a prayer fingers pointing up, whichever. We come into the pyramid. We bend the front leg. And this will twist the torso. We come back up. We release the arms. Step back in. Open up through the heart and lungs. Coming now to the mid organs. We're going to come to the very lower part of the lungs and then on down to the stomach, pancreas, liver, gallbladder. Taking an in-breath. You might feel movement underneath your hands. Out breath. In, out. in and out. We're bringing the elbows in. We're now going to rotate from the mid organs. We're trying to keep the pelvis and the legs facing forwards. I'm going to twist, 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 and twist. We're coming to the back now. And we are rubbing the kidneys. We're bending the legs and we have a little bounce. Release here. We're taking the left leg on a slight diagonal. I'm going to take the arms out. Now you can keep the right ball and toes down, or you might be able to take that off for a balance. We come back. We change onto the other diagonal. You may keep the toes and the back ball of the foot down. You may open and you might lift a little. So feeling that the mid organs support you in this. Then we'll come back. And we're ready to explore the lower organs, very much connected to the legs. We're taking our weight into the right leg. We have the left heel to the right ankle. We take our hands up. So this is our tree. We can stay here or we might balance. The leg comes down. The arms come down. The left leg comes back. And here we lunge. So the back leg is bending. The knee doesn't touch the mat, but bends deeply. From here, we come into warrior one. We turn this into warrior two. From warrior two, we turn, we bend both legs and arms. We come up, we turn the other direction and find our warrior two. We take this into warrior one. The hands come down to the pelvis. The back leg bends. We have 3 lunges. We take the back leg in. The weight is in the left leg. The right heel comes across. The arms come up. We can either stay here or we can come into a balance. And then we find our way out of this. Returning to a neutral standing position. Softening through the knees. Feeling the weight of your body. The weight of the organs. And then I'm going to transition onto hands and knees. I will need to adjust my camera, but you can take the opportunity possibly to have a drink, get any support that you might need for your knees, or anything that helps you to work lower to the ground. So allowing yourself to shift the weight just side to side. Start to ground through the limbs in a different organization. Then we're curling the back toes under. We're coming up to a high kneeling position. You will lose some of my face and head. We are returning to our relationship with the organs. We are starting at the heart. We circulate the arms, come back. To the mouth, down the digestive tract. Respiration. Circling here. Hands back to the kidneys for purification. Returning to the front. Elimination. Large intestine to bladder. And then resting the hands here. So although it's over the bladder, it also connects us into the reproductive organs. And for women, the womb's tucked under or behind the bladder. The arms then come up like they did in standing. We're going to move the organs. I'm going to compress the left side. So we bend towards it. We're going to try and lengthen that side so we come up. Then we're compressing the other side. So it's the organs initiating the movement, whether it's a bend or a lengthening. So, focusing on the upper organs of heart and lungs. We take the weight into the hands and we're going to circle towards the left. We take a pause. The knees come back quite a bit until you can then bring that weight through. From here, we're into a high child, keeping the arms where they are. We try to flay the shoulders. 1, 2, and 3. Then we find support through the outer sides of the arms. We curl the toes under. You have a choice. You can either rock here, you can take the knees off a little, or you can come up into the dolphin. But this is bringing the weight down through the lungs and heart into the arms. If your knees are up, bring them down. If you're rocking, stop. And then we take the left leg up. It can either be straight or it can be turned. If you're turned, come back to the straight, back down. Returning to neutral. I will turn around. And we're getting ready for the other side. So towards the right with the weight into the hands, and we circle. We take a pause. The knees come back. This will take you into the high cobra. From here, the child, keeping the arms roughly where they are. You might need to adjust it if it's not comfortable. And then we flay. Shoulders up and out. Release. A second time. Release. And a third time. And release. From here, we transition the weight through the outer sides of the lower arms. The toes are curled under. So you can either rock here. You may choose to lift the knees a little, or you may come up into the dolphin. This is transferring the weight down from the heart and lungs through the arms and into the earth. If your knees are up, bring them down. This time we're taking the right leg. So it can either come up straight. You might want to turn it. If you're turned, let it come straight again. Bring it down. And returning to a neutral position. Our focus now will be on the mid organs, and we're going to have a sense of rolling a barrel. We're taking the right side, pushing it to the side, up, the other side and down. Rolling the barrel. Take a pause. The left elbow comes down. The right arm reaches out. The right arm comes back in. And then it reaches up. It comes down. It scoops under the other arm. The left arm, if it's comfortable, can come either onto the back or onto the opposite thigh. Then the top arm comes down, so you can push up, release the right arm. The right leg is then coming through. So feel the power you have here in the mid organs. And then we'll come back. So, for the other side, I will turn. So we start by taking the left side more to the left. It comes up, down, round. We're rolling the barrel. We pause. The left arm slides out while the right elbow comes down. We have a reach here. The left arm comes in and it's going to reach up. It's then going to come down. The other elbow is lifted off and you're scooping through. The right arm can stay where it is, or it could rest on the back. It could come and wrap, possibly for some, onto the thigh. We release. It will be the left knee that comes through. We're going to bring that mid body up. And return to neutral. So we're coming to the lower organs and we're starting with the left and we're just circling the pelvis now. 1, 2, and 3. We're then curling the toes under. We're coming up into the downward facing dog and walking through the legs. We come back down. I'm going to take the hands to the right so we can bring that left leg through. Take the time that you need. From here, we come up. We are going to find here our warrior one. So your weight actually could be further back if you wanted it. So it's directly over the back leg, or you could bring it between the two knees. So see which one works for you. We're then scooping the earth and opening to the sky. Again, scooping the earth, opening to the sky, scooping the earth, opening to the sky. The hands come down, the left leg comes into the tiger. Comes back, and we're ready for the other side. So we're circling the hips now towards the right. We are then curling the toes under, finding our downward facing dog. We are walking through the feet. We come down. The hands come to the left so we can bring that right foot through. Here we come up for warrior one. We can either keep our body weight coming straight down through the pelvis and directly over that back leg. Or we could take the leg a little bit further forwards and drop the pelvis between the two knees. So see which you feel is right for you. We're coming up into our warrior one. Then we're taking the arms down, scooping up the earth, opening to the sky. So there's a scooping up. As you come up, the arms cross, and then you open. One more. The arms then come down again to the left. We're going to bring that right leg all the way through and up into tiger. And down. So, an organ we haven't explored is the brain. So we're going to come into a high child. We're going to place the forehead down, or the forebrain, and just gently rock to the crown. You can use your pelvis if you move it forwards and back, because the pelvis and the head are connected via the spine. The pelvis will move the head. Take a pause somewhere and then start to circle your pelvis. It doesn't matter which way. This will allow the weight to drop through other areas of the brain and then circle in the other direction. we're feeling the brain as a sense of support. Take a pause. So something like a headstand would use the brain as a supporting organ. We're coming out of this and coming to find a sitting position. And you can choose how you would like to sit. So your legs might be long, they might be crossed, there might be a bit of both, one of each. And we're coming right back to the beginning with a slight variation. I'm going to start with connecting with the heart. A sense that it has weight, temperature, movement. And we're taking the hands, mouth all the way down, midline, following the digestive tract to the small intestine. Coming now to the lungs, respiration, some circles here. We're going to circle again, but this time to the back, to the kidneys, and we're going to use the backs of the hands behind. So the kidneys really support us posturally. If they're collapsed, we can tend to, as you can see here, collapse as well. Whereas if they are buoyant, lifted, vital, there's a lovely postural lift created by them. So from purification, elimination, coming down the large intestine to the bladder. Resting here, sense of the reproductive organ. And then we're coming for a side bend. So we have the arm coming up, but we would like to try to bend from the organ. So we're going to push the organs to the right and compress the left. Then we're going to try the other way. And then we're coming back. So reorganizing the legs so that the left leg is in front. So your knees might be here, they might be lower. Just see what suits you. We're resting the hands just lightly on the legs. And we are moving our lungs and heart circularly, starting towards the left. Then we're taking the arms up. We did this in standing, so we're reaching. But see if you can let the reach happen from the lungs. So the lung on each side is lifting the arms, and we're taking hold of the elbows, pulse back. We bring the arms down to help our legs widen. From here, we're bending. We're turning to the left, pulsing. Keep the arms in the same position and tip to the right, and you'll find that the right elbow will touch the knee, and just create a twist so that the lungs and the heart are rotating and lifting up. We come back. We're then going to take the hands behind, just open a little bit more, lift the heart up. Then we're folding, but we're trying to be lengthened through the torso rather than curving over. So we're leading with the heart, but folding. So the heart always stays lower than the head. And bring that back up. And we come in with the right leg in front, ready to start. Okay. So heart and lungs moving to the right, creating circles. Then I'm going to take it into reaches, but the arms stay more or less where they are, and the reaches are happening through particularly the lungs. So we're reaching, 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 reaching. We take hold of the elbows. I'm going to pulse those back, and this will help to open through the upper lungs. Then we're using the arms to open the legs. The hands come behind. We're lifting up through the heart and lungs. And we're going to lead a forward fold with the heart. So the spine stays elongated. The head stays in line with the spine. And it's the heart that comes down. From here, we come back up. And we're reorganizing our legs so that they are lengthened out. So the mid organs, so you have the stomach, you have the liver, the gallbladder, the pancreas, but also the kidneys at the back, which is where we're going to start. So again, rub in for the kidneys. We're going to let the kidneys lead a fold. So again, rather than collapsing and rounding, we're going to lengthen. So we won't go down particularly far because we're trying to keep a lengthened spine and that power through the kidneys. We slide back. The right leg is bending. We are wrapping and finding our twist. We unwrap from here. The other leg bends. The arms reach out. We draw in the abdominals. We roll back. We return. We're going to do the same, but this time the elbows are out. We roll on back. And return. The legs lengthen. The right palm comes down, the left arm is up. We're going to reach through the left side, the organs there, and then just arc over a few pulses to this side. And then we're going to do it all again on the other side. We start with the kidneys, allowing them to lift us up. We're going to lengthen into a fold. We're coming back. This time it's the left leg that bends, the right arm that wraps. We're going to lift and wrap. We come back. Both legs are now bent. The arms extend. We're sucking in, rolling back. We come up. Hands to ears, elbows out. We roll back again. We come up. We lengthen. We have the left hand down, the right arm is up, and we arc over. And back. So we have one more flow in sitting to connect us with the lower organs. The legs very much will stimulate the lower organs. So we're going to start with the right. It's just resting on the lower leg, and we're having a little flap here. You might find that you can take it above the knee. If you can't, leave it where it was. Have a flap again. Wherever you are, whether you are low or whether you are high, come and bend the lower leg. Here, you might want to flap a little bit more, or you could even rock side to side. Some of you may even be able to lift up through here. Then we bring that down. We release, and we have a rock on the sitting bones. We then bring that into the butterfly. The knees might be high, they might be low. We're going to lift up out of the butterfly. We can use the hands to support us. Then we are taking the left knee over to the right and back, and then the right knee over to the left. and back. We're keeping the feet connected all the time. When you open this next time, we let the legs lengthen. So we'll try the other side. So it will be the left this time. We start low. We have a little flitty flutter. Some of you might be able to come higher, flitty flutter. Whichever you are in, come to bend the lower leg. Here you can rock or you can flitter, flutter, whatever feels good, or both. If some of you want to lift up, you can also lift up here. And then we bring this down. We come into a balance on the sitting bones. We take this into the butterfly. We're going to take the hands back as a support here. And this time, we'll take the left over. And then it's the right. So the feet staying together. Coming back. From here, we are going to find our way down to the earth. Make yourself comfortable. We're lacing the fingers underneath the back of the head. We are going to slide the left elbow to the left. We come back to the center and then we let the head and the elbows staying in line come up and back down. Then it's to the right, center. As you come up, you might need to draw in the abdominal muscles to help you. So we alternate sides, left, and then lift, right, lift. So one more each side, remembering the lift in between. We release there. I'm just going to slide down a bit. Otherwise, you're going to lose my arms. So we're lacing the fingers. They're coming up over the head and then back. So very much with the skeletal muscles and the bones here to aid the opening of the rib cage. The next time the arms are over the head, release the fingers and just start to slide one and then the other. You might feel the shoulder blades moving. Settle. Hands coming underneath the lower back. This is a very subtle movement, but there's also power in it too. So we're pushing the elbows down and creating a lift through the heart. Release. Push down, the heart will lift. Release. Once more, push down, the heart lifts, and then we release. For our mid organs, we are having a massage here. We're going to now lengthen the left leg. We're going to bring the right knee up. We're going to take it across the left. The right arm comes out and we have a spinal twist. So we're trying to keep the right shoulder as close to the earth as we can. And we're pulsing the upper knee towards the earth, but it's not necessarily going to touch. We come out of this and change sides. So the right leg's lengthened, left bent, right hand onto knee, left arm out. We can look towards that. We might pulse the knee a little, creating our spinal twist for the mid organs. And coming back. So we're going to keep the left leg bent. Then we are going to bend the right until we can lengthen it up. This is for the lower organs. We're having a pulse. We're going to pulse again, but this time with the leg bent. We're then circling the leg. Doesn't matter which way to begin with, because we're now going to circle it in the other direction. We're taking this foot down and we're letting it open and close. We're trying to keep the pelvis level. So that's not rolling as well. It's the leg that's coming out and in. The next time it's in, we change to the other side. So it's the left. We're going to let that lengthen. You can support wherever it's comfortable for you. And we have a pulse here. So this is compressing into the lower organs. We're bending. So you might feel this pressing into the large intestine. We circle. Again, this will create movement in the organs of the pelvis. Circle in the other direction. Then the foot comes down. We are taking this left leg out to the side, but we're keeping the hips level. So they're not turning with it, they're staying where they are. It's the leg that's turning out. The next time you come back in, we are taking both legs up. We can take the hands either to the sides of the upper legs, the sides of the lower legs, or we could come to the feet. So we're creating a pressure down into the pelvis, the lower organs. From here, I'm going to try and rock side to side. This is called Happy Baby. The leg movements that we've just done hopefully support it. So as well as the yoga positions, we do certain movements that will help to express the positions themselves. From here, the feet come down. We find our butterfly legs. Now you can use your hands to support. You may want to take the arms either out shoulder height or bend them into this kind of cactus shape. The legs might stay still-ish. They might want to have a bit of a flutter. And you can also change the angle by moving your feet further away. See what that does. Or bringing the feet up closer and see what that does. So the back just subtly arcing away from the mat. So if I stay here too long for you, please come out whenever you're ready. So I'm going to come out now by bringing one knee up. It really doesn't matter which one, then the other. I'm going to give one leg a shake, then the other. I'm going to take both knees to one side and roll onto that side. From here, I'm going to find my push down. I come into semi-sitting. I'm graduating my journey back to sitting so that I can acclimatize, not rush too quickly. And then coming to find whatever your final sitting position may or may not be today. So we're connected to the earth. We feel a reach up to the sky. And we bring our hands around our lower torso. Feel it filled by the organs here. And we'll travel this up. We're going to take the hands then right to the top of the shoulders. We'll have a few circles back. We'll take a few circles forwards. And then our hands to heart. Coming to close the eyes. Noticing your internal landscape. The weight, the temperature, the ease, the tightness, whatever messages you're being given through the tissues of your body. Through your ears, the sounds of your external landscape, your space, my space. Through your skin, you meet the outer air and how it makes you feel. And then softly opening the eyes to the light, colors, textures, and shapes surrounding you. And thank you very much for sharing this journey with me. So you may want to stay and find rest. You may be ready to transition to whatever's happening for you after this session. If you're transitioning, you may want to awaken yourself through the skin. And I would once again like to thank you for being with me with organic organs. Thank you.